identity.
What's really crazy is women that support it. Like, do you not understand? Like, the whole deal with like Title IX in women's sports has always been keep men from competing with women because it's not fair. You're allowing men to compete with you, and you're doing it under the guy. And it's not compete with you because the female athletes almost unanimously don't want it.
Yeah.
They don't want it. The ones who say they want it are virtue signaling, or they're at the end of their career, or they don't have a stake in it, or they're just dumb. It's just dumb because it's cheating at the highest level humanly possible. Yeah. You're pretending you're a different gender and you're just dominating women. Yeah. And it's fucking crazy that women will go along with it.
It is cheating.
Men, but it's also men. Like, by saying you're a woman, you're with them in some strange way. You're allowing like a parasite to get into your organism and infect it. And this is what everybody's always concerned about. Like men dominating women but entering into women's spaces. The whole reason why I have women gyms. When the fuck have you ever seen a men-only gym? Yeah. They don't exist. Yeah. Even martial arts gyms. Go to a Muay Thai gym. There's women all over the place. There's all kinds of people. Everybody can go. But a woman's-only gym exists for a specific reason. Because there's dudes that have fucking hard-ons and want to walk around the women's room. Yeah. And if you allow these perverts to pretend they're women and join these women's spaces, you're letting the wolf into the hen house.
Absolutely. And sports is the perfect example of how destructive this can be. I mean, you look at Leah Thomas, the swimmer.
Yes.
He's a bloke. He's, 6'4"? He's absolutely huge. He's got all the biological benefits that come from male puberty, which is bigger muscles, bigger hands, lungs, everything. All that stuff that we know about. And there's a photograph of him diving off the platform and the female swimmers next to him, and he is so much further out than those women when he's diving because he has the propulsion that comes with that strength that is the gift of male puberty.
Not just male puberty, but intact.
And he apparently, according to reports, was parading around the women's changing room so that you have this. So Riley Gaines makes the point that not only was he cheating by taking part in a women's sports where he doesn't belong, but he was also allegedly walking around naked in a women's changing rooms and showing his penis to people who didn't want to see it.
Which is why.
So you have this double whammy of misogyny. Let's call it what it is. This is a double whammy of misogyny. You're screwing up women's sports. You're screwing up women's right to excel in a sport that they have devoted their lives to, and you're flashing at women who don't want to see your junk. It's a double whammy of misogyny. And what's really crazy to me is that you have so-called progressives, so-called leftists, the people who spent the past 10 years going on about Me Too and feminism and women's rights, cheering on the obliteration of women's sports, cheering on the male cheating against women, cheering on male flashing at women. So the extent to which the world has been turned upside down by the woke ideology, I think sometimes we underestimate just how crazy things have got.
Well, it got so crazy that Riley Gaines, who had a draw with this person, like literally to the 1/10 of a second, which very, very, very rarely happens. So they only had one trophy and they gave it to Leah, which is insane. You got a 6'4" biological male who had a draw with a 5'5" female, and you gave it to the male. That's because you're in a fucking cult.
But think about how brilliant someone like Riley Gaines has to be to get so close to be small, diminutive, and yet to get so close to a 6'4" bloke who was a pretty good swimmer, even amongst men, but far less good than he was when he went into the women's.
Not even close. 462 in the country versus
way down, but he was a pretty good swimmer. But imagine how brilliant she must be to have got so close to him. She gave her life to this. I'm sure she trained every single day for hours on end, and she really upped her game, and she became excellent at her sport. And then in waltzes this lanky bloke and says, I'm going to take your awards away from you. And that, to me, it stinks of misogyny. It stinks of unfairness. It is cheating. But again, it's society's willingness to go along with this insanity that is the real problem.
Well, that's what's bizarre. The bizarre thing is the willingness to go along with it. And the unwillingness, especially by whether it's the NCAA or whoever it is that's dealing with these situations when they come up, this denial of biological reality.
Yeah.